Hello, welcome to Face2Face with me. I'm Daisy Anwar, the program that brings the world to your screen and where we meet people who make a difference to our lives. And in this episode, I'm face to face with someone who made speed his career. Not only that, I myself got to taste some of the excitement, what it's like to be behind the wheel of one of the world's fastest racing cars. So join me with two-time Formula One world champion Mika Hakkinan here on Face to Face with Daisy Anwar. Recognized as one of the fastest racing drivers Formula One has ever seen, Mika Hakkinan has given the world some of the best performances in the international F1 circuits back in the 1990s. And here in Indonesia, despite his long-time absence from the world of Formula One competition, Mika is still welcomed as a world-class racer in the eyes of many of his fans and the media. Mika's visit to Jakarta recently was to attend a number of events related to Johnny Walker's responsible drinking campaign, in which this former F1 world champion is the ambassador. Away from the pressures of the circuit, since 2007, Mika has found a new focus in his life that includes raising much-needed awareness in the world of the dangers of drinking and driving. An activity that has taken him to many countries in Europe, North America, Latin America and Asia, including to Jakarta. Mika is also in the nation's capital to introduce his Caparo supercar, a two-seater racing car built with F1 technology that I'm quite keen to try out for myself. After all, the world of fast cars has always evoked a sense of exclusivity and glamour that would be interesting to experience. Not to mention a touch of danger. I'm also interested to know how a former two-time world champion has taken to a life of retirement, and I'm happy that this normally taciturn personality seems quite willing to share with me some of his private thoughts about life on and off the circuit.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm Daisy. How are you?
Daisy, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Great.
Nice and cool here.
Yeah, I know. So, Mika, how are you enjoying your visit to Indonesia so far?
Very nice indeed.
Uh-huh.
Very nice.
So tell us, what have you been up to?
Well, first of all, it's been really great to come here because you have a very nice welcome from the people. People are very excited, especially for the program what we are doing for Johnny Walker to give awareness of the people that we never drink and drive and join in a pact, which is very important decision for the people to make. That way they give their signature to never drink and drive.
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited to ride with you in the Caparo supercar. Can you tell me a little bit about the car and what can I look forward when I step into the car?
Well, it's a sports car. It has about 600 horsepower. So the normal road car on the street, you have maybe 100, maybe 150 horsepower.
This is 600.
Yes, 600 horsepower, and normal car weighs on the road about maybe 1,300 kilos, and this car weighs 600 kilos. When I go there, it's a bit heavier. but it's a very powerful car. It's very quick, and like this, we can give the people to experience of what means when the driver is in control in different situations, and I think also it's very important people to experience and to have a memory about this event, about this campaign, that what we are talking about here, that we never drink and drive.
I think most drivers won't be driving a 600 horsepower car though.
Yeah.
So, on a personal note, tell me, how does it make you feel when you're driving behind one of these super fast cars? What does that make you feel like?
It's quite relaxing.
Relaxing?
All depends. When you're driving there alone on track, it's fun. It's important to keep the car in control all the time, because you reach in very high speeds on the racetrack. But when you are in a real racing situation where you have 20 or 25 cars on the track same time, and they are trying to overtake you, and there are all kinds of strange things out there, then it's nerve-wracking and it's quite stressful and very demanding psychologically and physically.
And
but
dangerous too, right?
Yeah, motor racing is dangerous.
Very dangerous. I mean, you've had a couple of close shaves in the past. When that happens, is that when you lose control of the car, or when something is wrong with the car? What?
Yeah, I mean, it's racing cars are designed with the extreme safety, so you have all the equipment which protect you from the accidents. I had a couple of accidents when I did the mistake myself, and of course it's really frustrating. Sometimes you had a mechanical failure where you just cannot avoid going off, and it's a shocking experience when you are traveling like 300-350 kilometers per hour, and some mechanical failure happens in a car, and you are just basically passenger. You cannot do nothing with the car, and you keep sliding, and you can see the barrier is coming, and you're thinking, that's it, you know.
And what flashed through your mind when that happened?
Well, what flashes in mind? I think the feelings are gonna die, basically. That's it. It sounds quite awful, but there is no kind of flashes about memories of the life, and oh my God, everything goes through in my head. No, it's just.
But that didn't put you off from getting back into the car?
No, it all depends, you know. When you have a mission, you know, and you wanna succeed, sometimes you have to take a pain, and if you are long distance runner and fall down, you hurt yourself. You don't just sit there and say, okay, I don't want to run anymore. No, you have to stand up and continue, go to the finish. But when I got in Formula One, it took me 7 years before I won my first Grand Prix. So every time when I had a shunt or accident, I thought, you know, I cannot just give up now.
Mika Hakkinan was born in Vantaa, Finland 44 years ago. He started karting in 1973 at the age of 5 and won his first race 2 years later. From the age of 11, Mika won championship after championship. His move into single-seater racing was equally successful. He held 3 Formula Ford 1600 championship titles at the end of his first season in 1987. It was with McLaren that Mika gained his first podium finish, third in the Japanese GP in 1993. Mika then went on to have one of the most successful careers in Formula One history, winning back-to-back World Championships in 1998 and 1999, and establishing a great racing rivalry with Michael Schumacher. In 1995 and in 2001, Mika had major accidents. Both were quite severe, and both happened in Australia during qualifications for the Australian Grand Prix. These crashes left him with little desire to continue racing. Mika was beginning to weigh the risks of F1 more carefully. Then by mid-2002, Mika then decided to take full-time retirement so he could spend more time with his family and not risk more injuries. Still, his contribution to the world of racing did not go unrecognized. In 2008, Mika was nominated a Laureus Academy member at the Laureus World Sport Awards, and in 2009, he was awarded Best Sport Ambassador for Finland at the Helsinki Sport Gala. You use the word mission. So what would be your mission when you get behind that? I mean, you've been behind the wheel for so long, and you started, racing at a very young age. So what motivated?
Well,
Why
exactly, starting in age 6 years old, and when I was around 10 years old, I made in a year, in a season, I make minimum 200 race starts. So when you calculate 200 race starts in one season for 10 years old guy, it is incredible amount of starts. So you're getting amazing experience of controlling car, sensing what's going around you, and then you get the success. You're 11, you're 12, you're winning races, you're getting pole positions, you're getting championships, and you still have 200-300 races in a year. And then you're getting older, you're getting 13, 14, and you keep winning, So you automatically, your confidence inside raises you higher. You still have to keep your feet on the ground, but you're getting confidence, and you know what you're doing, and you're getting just step by step closer to the situation where you get to Formula One. So when you are in Formula One, your target is to win.
And it's a great feeling when you're on the podium.
Oh yeah, exactly. But when I got in Formula One, it took me 7 years before I won my first Grand Prix. So every time when I had a shunt or accident, I thought, I cannot just give up now. I've been racing so many years, winning so many times. I just cannot just walk home and sit in a sofa. I don't like this anymore. No, I want to win, and I want to win the World Championship.
And when you won your first Grand Prix, what did it feel like?
Yeah, it happened in '98, the first World Championship, and it was a great feeling. It was a relief from the pressure what I had for many years in Formula One, and it put the weight out of my shoulders. And I was all the time carrying something in my back, and after that it was like, okay, I feel light. It's done now. People don't ask anymore, are you going to win it, or So
is it about the winning, or also the speed? Your love for speed and just being out there, challenging yourself?
I don't know. It's not necessarily the speed, I think it's challenging myself, putting a car on a limit, making the car to go around the track as fast as possible, faster than anybody else, and that's fun.
Is there an age limit to becoming a Formula One driver? Can you go on, or what?
Yeah,
why did you choose to retire?
in Formula One, oh my gosh, that's a good question actually. But
because it's not, like
you
an
definitely
athletic.
need to have a driving license. That's guaranteed, and you need to have a certain, you need to have a super license, and you will get the super license with a certain results in the lower categories before the Formula One. I have a great talent for driving, but in many areas, normal life, I'm not very good. And I want to challenge myself. I want to be better.
During his career, Mika raced and competed with some of the world's best drivers, such as Alain Prost, Ayrton Senna, Nelson Piquet, and of course, Michael Schumacher, who he considered as his biggest rival. Hakkinan's battles with Schumacher began in 1990, when they competed in the British and the German F3 series respectively. Both then graduated to Formula One the following year in 1991. Schumacher would take his first win in 1992 and go on to win his first two championships in 1994 and 1995, while 1997 was the year of turning fortunes for Hakkinan. After leading at Silverstone, Hakkinan won his first GP in Spain at the final round season. The following year, the season developed into an epic battle between Hakkinan and Schumacher, with the pair dueling almost everywhere they raced. Hakkinan went on to win 8 races in all, Schumacher 6. Hakkinan claimed the crown and was world champion. The Hakkinan-Schumacher battle continued on. It was the pinnacle of a rivalry between two of the sport's greats, but was also in many ways the last act. In 2001, Mika took his final 2 Grand Prix victories at Silverstone and Indianapolis, and at the end of the season, left the sport for good.
He has done an amazing career. I know him since when he was 14 years old. And we did many races together, in go-karts, in Formula 3, in Formula 1. Many races together, and we had big challenges together. Hard ones and a little bit easy ones, but very competitive. And he won world championship 7 times. I did twice, and we had a good time. When he retired now this year, I think he can be very happy. He can be so pleased. He can be proud what he has done, and I'm sure he has learned a lot of things. This year, if you look back 6 years ago, everything is something what you can take with yourself, and you can sometimes take it out of the box and look at it and say, wow, I've done this. And, okay, it didn't go so well here, but oh my God, it went well there. So you have to look positively. You cannot look that way. Something went wrong, I didn't make a... Every decision what you take, you have to take a responsibility.
So, but why did you decide to resign? Did you feel that, okay, I've done it and...
I think I reached my goal. I had a really tough racing years in Formula One. I had a couple of big accidents, and I had a good victories in my career. And I thought I felt like it's like I achieved what I wanted to achieve. And same time I felt like, why to push my luck? You know, I had big accidents, so why, you know.
Does that really traumatize you,
No, it's not that, but it's just like there's more in your life. There's Formula One or motor racing is not everything in your life. And when you become really professional and very hungry for winning, it really takes everything from your life. You know, every day is Formula One. Physical training, how you eat, where you go, what you do, everything is surrounded about only that one thing, Formula One. And life is more to experience and to see than just doing that. And when I stopped Formula One, it was quite a shock. It was quite complicated to not to be in Formula One anymore, because it's a very programmed life what you live. It's like a school calendar. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know what's happening, which class you have to go, what you have to study, who you're gonna meet. Life was a routine. Sometimes when you retire, it's not a routine anymore. You have to do your calendar yourself, you have to plan this and that. And it's very challenging, and I have found, I have understood, and I really enjoy to challenge myself, because I have a great talent for driving, but in many areas, in normal life, I'm not very good, and I want to challenge myself. I want to be better. I want to improve, and that motivates me a lot. And don't have to be perfect. I don't mean that, but to take a big effort to study and to look at the mirror and say, okay, how I can do this better, you know.
And do you feel you are getting better?
Sorry?
Do you think you are getting better?
Well, I'm getting older, so maybe the experience making me better.
So now I have to go and have a medical checkup where they're going to test my blood pressure to make sure that I'm fit enough to go driving with Mika in his Caparo supercar. Woo! Racing is considered an extreme sport. You not only have to have the skills for it, but the health, both physical and mental. As I'm about to be Mika's passenger in his supercar, I also have to undergo a medical checkup just to make sure I'm fit enough. This sounds rather daunting, but then I am about to be driven in a car with 600 horsepower by a racing champion that might take me on a speed of more than 300 kilometers per hour. So you really need to have the heart and courage for it. Good, I'm good to go. I'm good to go, so let's go and take a ride with Mika Hakkinan.
Winner has to stay in control. Through those years,